What if I told you that being in a stronger financial position than 95% of people isn't as complicated as it seems? You don't need a huge salary, you don't need to give up the little things that bring you joy, and you certainly don't need to live like a monk just to get ahead. The truth is, I've seen countless people break free from that paycheck to paycheck cycle, the kind of life where money barely lasts until the end of the month. Some of them managed to save their first 10, 20, even $50,000. Once they got there, everything started to change. They invested consistently, their stress around money faded, and for the first time, they felt in control. That's exactly the path I want to show you today. If you commit to it, in just 3 months, you could already be ahead of most people. It all begins with something simple: knowing your numbers. Most people think they're good with money, but ask them one basic question: how much do you spend in a month? Silence. That's the trap. Without knowing what leaves your pocket, you're walking blind, hoping things will somehow work out. They usually don't. But once you get clarity, once you see your numbers clearly on paper, you start to feel a shift. The anxiety about where the money went begins to disappear. Suddenly, you can see your wealth building step by step. The first number you need to uncover is your burn rate, your true monthly spending. A lot of people guess, and they're almost always wrong. When you actually add up your last 3 months of bills and expenses, divide by 3, and then add a small margin for the things you forgot, you finally see the truth. Sometimes it's uncomfortable, but it's the foundation of everything. If you don't know this number, you can't build a plan. It's like walking along the edge of a cliff blindfolded. But once you see it, you can finally step back onto solid ground. The second number is your debt. Most people avoid it like the plague, but ignoring it is what keeps you stuck. List everything: cards, loans, financing, even those small store cards you've forgotten about. Add the interest rates and the minimum payments. Ask yourself, if I only pay the minimum, how long will this take me to clear? Sometimes the answer is decades. That's sobering, but it's also liberating because now you know the enemy. And once you see the problem, small adjustments make a huge difference. Even an extra couple hundred a month toward a debt can cut years off the payoff time. Facing it head on is always better than pretending it doesn't exist. The third number is how much you actually save. Not how much you think you save, not how much you intend to save, but how much consistently stays in your account every month. Most people don't track it. They say they'll save whatever is left over, but nothing is ever left. That's why saving has to be automatic, like brushing your teeth. You don't debate whether to brush, you just do it. The same should be true with saving. Even if you start with $20 or $30, the point is to prove to yourself you can do it. Over time, you scale it up. That emergency fund becomes the difference between standing tall during a crisis or crumbling under the weight of it. The fourth number is about making your money work for you. Working your whole life just to pay bills is nobody's dream. True freedom comes when your money starts generating income on its own. That's why investing is non-negotiable. The earlier you start, the sooner compounding begins to work in your favor. Even if you can't hit the ideal percentage right away, starting small matters. The trap is always postponing, convincing yourself you'll invest later. Later never comes unless you make it come. The fifth number is housing. People love to obsess over coffee or small purchases, but the truth is, those aren't the things that sink you. Housing does. If more than 60% of your gross income is tied up just in keeping a roof over your head, you're in what I call the red zone, and living there feels like running a marathon with a backpack full of bricks. Your home should support your financial growth, not strangle it. Once you understand these numbers, the next step is to automate. Numbers alone won't change your life. Systems will. Imagine waking up knowing your bills are already paid, money has been moved into savings and investments, and what's left is yours to spend guilt-free. That's how the top 5% operate. They don't wait to see what's left at the end of the month. They pay themselves first. Set up automatic transfers the day your paycheck arrives. 10% into savings, 15% into investments. Automate bill payments so you never miss one. Suddenly, the process works for you instead of against you. When it comes to investing, don't let information overload paralyze you. The basics are enough to get started. Just a short daily habit of learning will put you ahead of most people. Choose a balance that matches your personality: conservative if you value safety, aggressive if you want faster growth. Diversify so you're not relying on one source. The point is progress, not perfection. With discipline and consistency, your investments become the engine that carries you toward freedom. And once you're on that path, everything changes. When you know your freedom number, the amount of wealth or income that allows you to live on your own terms, you stop seeing money as a burden. It becomes a tool. Instead of asking how to survive until the next paycheck, you ask bigger questions. What rules will I live by? What do I truly value? Where am I depriving myself unnecessarily? How can I use this money to give back, to create meaning, to write the next chapter of my life? Getting this far already shows you're serious about change. Now you face two choices. You can keep doing what most people do, constantly putting out fires, living stressed and uncertain, or you can take control and build freedom step by step. Don't wait for perfect conditions because they don't exist. Start with what you have. Automate the basics. Invest wisely. Give time a chance to do its magic. And one day you'll look back, grateful that you chose action over excuses. Your future self will thank you for starting today. Thanks for watching InvestingFlix, where smart money learns smarter moves. Subscribe for more insights that grow your wealth.